I think the challenge with virtual incubation perhaps is the same type of challenge with it's like you all with business incubators. You're in different parts of the country, and you're debating whether and how an association adds value. And virtual incubation, I think, suffers the greatest challenge in providing a constructive network. It's as strong as there are connections between these entrepreneurs, and four walls happens to create a nice boundary to make entrepreneurs communicate. And that's part of the magic of business incubation. The entrepreneurs themselves. The university is as good as the students. If the students are strong together, then it's a stronger university. However, we see that in developing countries, clusters or in value chains are the development strategy of the day, and they're developing and proliferating at a fairly aggressive pace. But they tend to favor more mature companies. The entrepreneurs have achieved a particular critical mass, and I think that an incubation association becomes more viable when there's a sufficient amount of critical mass among you to see the value of working together. Now, to see where we might be at in terms of virtual incubation, social networking is becoming more widely accepted. In fact, we talk quite a lot about, there's a demand that many of our incubators have in the United States and elsewhere to talk about what is Twitter, what is Facebook, and what is the equivalents here that are useful tools. So long as entrepreneurs are familiar with those technologies, then they're useful. So part of the success of virtual incubation is going to depend upon the saturation of technology amongst the entrepreneurial community. And until your entrepreneurs are sufficiently technical, where they live and breathe through Facebook, they're not going to learn as much from a virtual incubator as they would from a conventional incubator. Until they're more mature, and then they can operate more as a cluster. And that maturity that brings its own advantages too. I'm not sure if that's a very effective answer, but maybe afterwards we can talk about it. I see that there are two types of relationships in the United States in general. There's the kind of like the Ivy League universities, and then the community college universities. And they offer different solutions to their communities. The Ivy League incubator tends to help commercialize technologies that are produced within the university. So this technology transfer out of, whereas the technicons and the other tertiary organizations, they tend to provide a resource of professors, and they help communities, entrepreneurs commercialize whatever they may be developing locally. So it largely is dependent on the university and the community and where they're at. That's how it works. But if you want to know more about the mechanics, what I can do is I can put you in touch with a couple of university-affiliated incubator managers, and let me know afterwards if that's interesting for you, because I can talk to some incubator managers that you want to talk to. I would say that the members of NBIA tend to be traditional incubators that support entrepreneurs and startups. They tend to work not in the small and medium enterprise area, more so in new companies, new entrepreneurs. second question, I know the third question is about virtual incubators. What was the second question again? How many employees, or I'm sorry, how many partners? Those are small companies. So they can range from one employee or one founder up to a team of 150 people or 250 people, based on the graduation policies and the application of graduation policies. Quite often, incubator managers cannot get a client out of a company as quickly as they would like to, and as a consequence, they crowd out other potential clients. So part of the reason why we created an association is to help reinforce discipline and practice, making sure that there's standardized support for everybody. In terms of virtual incubation and the types of services that are offered, I think as a model, I would think about the current business incubators and how business affiliates, or how the affiliates are becoming increasingly a large part of what business incubation is about. So you have your resident, clients, and you have your affiliate clients. The kinds of services that are typically offered to an affiliate are a weekly mentorship and coaching session, and then whenever there's a joint exhibition, they would be an exhibitor, or any kind of conference. There's social functions among the entrepreneurs that happen often weekly, or there could be a community conference that clients are encouraged to attend to exhibit their things. That's where an affiliate can participate. They don't, however, benefit quite the same way that resident clients do, by being able to bump into other entrepreneurs in the hallway, by maybe the daily interaction with a program manager, the ad hoc question and answering with a mentor that happens to be resident or a technical service resource within the incubator. So I think that virtual incubation is, again, evolving. It's evolving and informed by the use of technology and how receptive an entrepreneur and their team is to using technology as a way to help develop their business. Some entrepreneurs are really interested and capable of making use of virtual private networks. Many can't and do not see the utility, so it varies a bit. Does that answer the question? We can talk about this afterwards too.